Is that cool? So thank you for coming along to our Christmas and cocktails class. We hope to make it short and sweet. Oh, I can see Joy and Kylie have got their cocktails there. Awesome. But also jam-packed full of some little hints, tips, and recipe ideas for you guys through the festive season. There will be some of you that have got Thermomixes. There will be some of you that don't have Thermomixes. But at the moment, when you purchase a Thermomix, I'm just going to turn this one back on, you will also receive our Creating Something Incredible cookbook and our blade cover peeler for free. So we will cook or make something out of our Creating Something Incredible cookbook today, and we'll also use the blade cover peeler. So they are for free when you purchase a TM6 at the moment. If you don't already have any of those accessories, then please feel free to reach out to your consultant because they can also help you with that too. I am joined by Santana and Ange. We are consultants. I'm based down in the Bass Coast. The girls will introduce themselves in just a moment. But if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to pop it in the chat. We'll do our best to answer it as we go. Otherwise, we will answer at the end, or keep an eye on your emails in the next few days as well, because I will send through a recording as well as the links to the recipes and that kind of stuff as well. So just a little bit of housekeeping too before we get started. If you haven't already registered for the cutter being this amazing appliance, that is an accessory for your TM6, also used in TM5, but is manually used. Please jump over to the website and register your interest. They are being dispatched and getting sent to those. The people that are registered will get the opportunity to purchase those before anyone else. So if you haven't already registered, head over to the website, make sure you're registered, make sure you've got a MixShop account, and make sure your consultant is allocated too. We also do have the opportunity for you guys to come and join us as a business. So if you've already got a TM6 on your bench, business ready to go, do the training over Christmas and then come on board in the new year. If you don't have a TM6, why not think about earning it and joining us as a team as well. That's enough jibber jabber. Let's get into the cocktails. I'm going to get the girls to introduce themselves and then I will start with getting the potatoes peeled. Over to you, Santana.
Thank you. I'll just double check I'm not on mute.
No.
I'm not. Hello, I'm Santana. I am from the Yarra Valley, so I actually live in Wandon. And Em is my team leader, and we actually went to school together, but she shipped away. So I'll be making the mango daiquiri today. I'm going to make it first up so that I can enjoy it while everyone makes everything else. And then I'm going to be making a brandy custard.
Yeah.
I think that's all from me.
Awesome. Thanks, Santana. Ange?
Hi everyone, I'm Ange and I am in 130, so I've been a consultant now for almost 3 years, and tonight I'll be making the Turkish Delight cocktail, and I'll also be doing some shortbread.
Awesome. Thanks, Ange. I think that Turkish Delight is something that you either love or hate, so pop in the comments whether you love it or hate it. I personally am a lover, but pop in the comments what you guys think. So before we get started, I'm just going to pop my camera a bit closer and show you guys my screen here. I have added the recipes that we're making today into my week. So if you don't have a Thermomix, the inbuilt recipe system, which is Cookie-Doo, has the ability to create meal plans and shopping lists. And as you can see here, I've added in some of the recipes from tonight. I'm going to start with the warm Aussie potato salad. Who does salads over Christmas and over this kind of crazy period? Yeah, Joy. This one actually uses our blade cover peeler. So as I said, if you haven't got one already, it is available as for free when you purchase your TM6. Otherwise, you can head to the MixShop and get that. You can also pick it up as a consultant if you decide to come on board and join our team. I know Santana earned hers within like the first 2 days. And that as well is one of our incentives when you come on board. So with this, we're going to pop in our cheese first. Got my Parmesan cheese here. And we're going to blitz that for 10 seconds, speed 9. Who's currently doing I actually think this makes the mayo first, but I'm going to skip ahead and we'll come back to the mayo in a minute.
And you cut out when you asked that question before, so I don't know what you said.
Sorry, I just said who's currently buying grated cheese?
Try to avoid it.
Try to avoid it. Yep. So that was 10 seconds of grating cheese. No nasties or preservatives on that, just cheese. So I'm actually going to skip past this and I'm going to go straight to peeling our potatoes. So it does say to insert the peeler, which is popping that in there, and that just fits in there around the blades. And we're going to add in our potatoes. I just have 4 large potatoes. I did ask for pink ones, but I've just got these ones. Well, I'm just going to let that person in. And we're going to add in 600 grams of water. Something that I hadn't prepared, some water. Enough, good enough. And then we're going to pop the lid on, measuring cup in, and that's going to peel our potatoes. It's got 4 minutes on the clock and just turning it on to activate that mode. While that's peeling, I'm going to go over to Santana and she's going to make us some mango daiquiri.
All right, so I have saved in my menu, in my recipes, and created collections. Obviously, I have a very vast range of created collections in there. Saved my daiquiri just so it was easy to find for today. We're going to start cooking. I just need to grab my ice out. Obviously, it's a very hot day today, so I had to leave that one in until last minute. All right. So first of all, we're going to pop our raw sugar in. That's another thing that'll be interesting in this situation because my evaporative cooling has obviously moistened the sugar. That's okay. This will be testing out the machine at its finest. All right, so I've got raw sugar in there. And let's insert the measuring cup. It's done. So this is the machine's milling mechanism. I forever get everything really dusty and dirty here, but just to give you an idea of what it can do, pretty cool, I think. Oh, nice. Then we have mango. Use fingers, they're obviously sterilized. The good thing I love about the thermo as well is you can, near enough is good enough. So when it comes to adding in things like that, like I just did 4 mangoes, so it doesn't always have to be the exact amount. This is the fun part. Oh. I thought I was organized. Hang on. Do you need to do anything, Em? Might need myself a hammer here. Trying to be a little bit pre-organized and it has failed me. Oh yeah. This is probably my biggest fail, guys. Ange, do you want to do anything or Em?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because my spuds were bouncing. My spuds have finished peeling, so I'm happy to show those.
Yes, thank you. I need to go get some more.
I have just stopped them a little bit earlier. I've done it for about a minute, so I just wanted to show you that they are, it's really hard to see, but they are, there is a little bit of peel on there still, but I have stopped it early. I don't mind a little bit of peel when I make my potato salad, but not having to peel them by hand is amazing. I actually don't ever usually peel them when I do make potato salad. But you can also see that in here, I don't know if you can see, there is barely any peel. I'll try and, I can't even get any to show you because it's so fine. So that water usually just gets tipped straight down the drain or straight into the garden. It also helps to keep all the nutrients in the potato because there's nothing in there to get rid of. Keeping in mind that I had the cheese in here too. So I'm just going to pop them to the side and we'll go over to Ange and she can start with hers.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So, like the girls have done too, planned ahead what I'm going to make tonight. So I've got it into my week here. And we're going in with a frozen Turkish Delight martini. So this one it is made with gin. I don't like gin. I don't really have gin in my house, so I'm going to make it with vodka instead. So the first few steps is asking me to weigh in the cranberry juice and then pop them into ice cube trays and into the freezer. So a little tip that you can do before you start your recipe, if you've already know that you can start further down the recipe, you can, before you press start cooking, press a little arrow at the bottom of your screen, and then you can go scroll down your screen to where you need to start your recipe from. And you can just press on that step to start. So you don't have to keep pressing next to get to where you need to be. So that step just says, then when the cranberry juice has frozen and is ready to use, then we go on with the rest of the recipe. So that's where we're up to now. So I'm going in with 160 grams of vodka instead of the gin. So this is enough to make 4 martinis. You could halve it if you want to. $160 grams of vodka, and then 40 grams of freshly squeezed lemon, which I have pre-done. Tip in there. And then we're going in with 50 grams of rose water. So I've just got this little bottle of rose water that you can get from the supermarket. It's a little bit under, but that's okay. Must have used some at some point. And then we're going in with 4 egg whites. Okay, so on with our lid and our measuring cup, making sure the measuring cup is inserted. We're just going around to speed 6 for 10 seconds. All right, so about half an hour ago, we popped my ice cubes into my thermoserver here, and they're still quite solid. So if you haven't got your hands on a thermoserver yet, get in touch with your consultant and book in a demo, and you can get yourself a thermoserver for a host award as well. All that has done is, I don't know if you can see, whipped up egg whites and everything a little bit, so it's nice and foamy. And we're going in now with our frozen ice cubes, the cranberry juice. Okay. Back on with our lid. And 15 seconds on speed 6 again.
Has anyone made a cocktail in the Thermomix before? Yeah, few nods. Over there.
The Australian dream at the backyard.
One Anne's making is actually from our Creating Something Incredible cookbook, and it was developed by Bianca, who is our Grace was our founder of Thermomix Australia, and Bianca her daughter. So they have created this recipe together.
So I've just poured it into our glass, and then it's just saying to top each cocktail with a bit of Persian fairy floss. Usually you get this at a specialty store. I can't remember where I got mine, Gourmet Foods or somewhere like that. So it's very, very fine fairy floss. It's absolutely delicious on desserts and also on your cocktails. And then just as a bit of a garnish, I've got, how cute are these little cocktails picks? So I've just got some Turkish Delight here that I've got threaded onto a cocktail pick, and there's our cocktail. Cheers.
That's so cool. I love those little pics. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Where did
little flamingos they are.
Thank you so much, Ange.
All right.
Would love to know in the chat if that is a recipe that you guys would like to try. It is on Cookie Do, but it is also in our Creating Something Incredible cookbook too. Santana, how did you go?
I'm back. Yeah, good.
Awesome.
Went to the free. There's always something going to happen. Yeah, okay, cool. So I've milled my sugar, and I've added my mango, and I've added my ice. So that's where I'm at now.
Yep.
So I'm just going to pop that in. This is obviously going to be nearly the most powerful that the machine goes. So it's obviously going to be on the louder side as I go to put it on. 20 seconds.
Awesome. So while Santana is blending that, I'd love to know in the chat what else you could be with a Thermomix. So obviously cocktails are fantastic, really quick and easy, and you can do a variety of different things. But thinking about blending, what other things could you be making with your Thermomix?
Health Diary funds breast cancer trials. Every dollar goes to trials research that saves and improves. There's 3 minutes diet.
Mute someone?
Yeah,
Right, so that's all right. I'm doing it on my computer as I go, as people come up and chat.
Thanks.
So that's all done now. I'm going to go over to next. Just turn my scales. What have I got? White rum. So I only had Malibu in the fridge, which I'm not going to complain with, to be honest, because I'm a bit of a Malibu lover. And Cointreau. So just basically 2 shots of 2 different alcohols, and then we've got the lemon juice.
How many does this make, Santana?
It depends how thirsty you are. So I did have a practice run last night, just to make it before tonight, because I actually hadn't made it before. And it was, I would say, probably 5 glasses, depending on the size of the glass and stuff. But they were pretty decent sizes. But yeah, shared them with my neighbor, and they were definitely a big hit, actually, especially on a hot night. I'm glad it's nice and warm tonight.
Perfect for tonight, yeah.
All right, off we go again.
I can see in the chat someone has said, sorbets, kids' icicles with frozen fruit blended with coconut milk are a hit. Yum. I think that, Sally, you were onto something there, because I think Ange is making something that she's going to share with us very soon that is freezable.
Yeah, no. All right, well, that is me done, guys. So I'm just going to quickly serve up some of these so that you can see it. Give you an idea.
Now I wish I was making it. Looks so refreshing.
I'm honestly not complaining at all.
Cindy said, I've been making gifts such as red and green Christmas shortbread and Christmas pudding tiffins in little boxes. That's cute, Cindy. I have got some things to show you guys that I've been making for little gifts as well. So stay tuned for that. So Santana
guys,
to have her drink. Lucky. Cheers. I'd cheers you one yet. Enjoy. That looks very refreshing.
Thanks.
Okay.
Well.
So I might just quickly go to Ange because she is busy over there making something. What are you making, Ange?
So what I'm doing now is, just off camera, I'm just making a batch of pina colada, because pina colada is my absolute fave, especially when it's nice and hot. So what I'm going to do is turn them into ice cream. So I'll blitz all this up and then I'll show you what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks, Ange. Okay, now I'm going to be quite boring compared to these girls making their cocktails and get back to the potato salad. So I have peeled the potatoes. I've just chopped them while the girls were making their cocktails. And we're going to make our mayonnaise now. So I'm actually only doing half of the amount of the mayonnaise. It's asking for a teaspoon of salt, so I'm just going to go in with as much as I feel necessary. I never measure salt. And we're going in with 30 grams of white vinegar. So as I said, I'm just going to halve that. Maybe not. Near enough's good enough, right? Popping the lid on, and that is going to warm that for 3 minutes at 100 degrees. So I'm just going to put my simmering basket on top. My eggs are in there for when we boil them, but that's fine. I'm going to leave them in there. So while that's doing that, I wanted to have a quick chat to you guys about what else you can be making this Christmas. So Cindy has said about making the red and green shortbread. If you guys haven't tried that, it is cranberry and pistachios in a shortbread, and it's absolutely divine. It is covered in white chocolate, or dipped in white chocolate, and it is the best shortbread I have ever had. I will show you guys my little take on it. So I didn't actually have any pistachios. I wasn't planning on making these the other day, but I have made some for teachers' gifts. So I've just got cranberries in there, and then my green touch was I added some green food colouring to my white chocolate and just drizzled that over because I didn't have time for dipping. And then I had some leftover green white chocolate. So with my gingerbread, I just made some little buttons for them. Haven't done their eyes or their mouth. They're just buttons for now. So these will go into my teachers' gifts for kinder teachers, school teachers, all that kind of thing. I've also made some quick chocolate fudge. If you guys have a look on Cookie-Doo, there are heaps of recipes if you just type in Christmas, but there is one that is quick chocolate fudge. It is a tin of condensed milk, a pack of chocolate chips, and then I actually used peanuts because I didn't have almonds. So I just popped some peanuts through and stirred that through. Absolutely amazing. Really, really, really quick and easy. If you haven't made your own condensed milk, then that is something that I really recommend that you try out. It is just butter and water. You melt that for a few minutes, then add in some milk powder and sugar, and then blitz that for 30 seconds, and you've got your own condensed milk. Once you've made it, you'll probably never buy it again because it is so quick and easy to make. One of the other things that I also made was almond addiction. It is a little bit like peanut brittle, but it is just almonds and a sugar, like a caramel. So you make that in the Thermomix and then pop it into a tray, bake that in the oven for half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, and then pull that out and you just snap it, a bit like peanut brittle. I also made some honeycomb. That is going to be stirred through some ice cream, and that will be our Pokey Pokey ice cream for Christmas. So being able to use the sugar stages in the Thermomix means that things like caramels, honeycombs, those kind of things are so quick and easy, hands-free. For the honeycomb, I put the ingredients in, turned it on, went and did what I needed to do, came back, stirred that bicarb through, and then sat it in the tray and left it for the day. So it is really quick and easy, these kind of things. And I hadn't actually planned on making them when I did, and I had most of the ingredients at home already. I didn't have to shop for it. And like I said, with the shortbread, I just improvised and didn't put the pistachios in. I would love to know if you guys have any recipes that you regularly make at this time of year. We do also have the ability to add, Diane, reach out to your consultant and she might be able to give you some tips about what might have did or didn't work. Sandra said loves making honeycomb and have realized storing in the freezer and airtight. Oh, that's really good to know. Didn't know you could put it in the freezer. Thanks for that little tip, Sandra. Yeah, so if you've got any hints, tips, ideas that you would like to share with us, pop them in the chat. Anything that you regularly make at this time of year, let us know, because like we do Rocky Road, we do White Christmas, pop it all in there because it's helping each other. I'm going to pop these aside and get back to my mayo, which is dinging at me. So now we have, so that's cooked that vinegar and that salt. Now it says to turn the speed to speed 3 while following the next step, which is to add an egg through the hole. I'm just going to add in 1 egg. Did ask for 2 if I was following the full recipe, but I'm just carving the recipe. So that's gone through there, and that will mix for 30 seconds. Has anyone made mayonnaise or any kind of salad dressings before in their Thermomix or without a Thermomix? Is that something that you guys are making? Now we're going to pop our simmering basket back on. Cool. still in this one. And we're going to turn the speed to speed 6 for 1.5 minutes while we're slowly adding in our oil. So I've got some grapeseed oil here. We're going to slowly add that into here.
While Emma's mixing that, I'll just show you that the pina colada is, I don't want to tip it too far because otherwise it'll end up all over my floor, but it's all mixed up. And this one makes a lot. Like, that's a full jug. You could just pop your straw in there and share it with your friends, really, if you're that way inclined. But what I'm going to do with the rest of the mix is I've got these beautiful ice cream molds that I've got from the mix shop. And you can also buy the ice cream sticks from there too, or you can buy them at any craft store. I'm just going to fill them up and then freeze them. And then this is going to be a super yummy treat on a hot day. So give that a go and see what you think.
Perfect. Thanks, Ange. So there we have our mayo. That is all done. Just going to take this over here. So if you've never made mayo before, I highly recommend you give it a try because it is something that I had been skeptical about making for a long time until I actually made it. And it is so versatile. You can add so many different things to it. I recently made a salad that had mayo with sun-dried tomatoes, capsicum. It's actually a Skinny Mixers recipe. It's a salad dressing and it is so yummy. It is just to die for. So that was halving the recipe, and there's quite a lot there. So I'm just going to put that into a container, or into a bowl, sorry. Santana, where are you at? Did you want to?
I am muted. I'm here. Do you want me to share a video, or do you want to make my
great.
brand? Yeah.
Did you want to share?
A video?
Yes, please.
Not a problem. I'll share. Just gonna mute my other one.
Yeah, if you can do Simone's, but I can't really chat right now.
Yes, I'll do Simone's. I'm just going to mute myself on both so that I'm not going to echo. So yell at me if you need me.
Thank you. So Simone wasn't able to join us, but Simone's going to share. Santana's going to share Simone's video for us. I'm just going to mute myself too. Here we go.
All right, everyone, tell me if this doesn't work.
Hi everyone, Sarah from Share tonight. I just wanted to show you a quick and easy recipe that I do. It's really perfect for Christmas gifts and it's just super easy. So if you love Tim Tams and you like condensed milk and coconut, you can make Tim Tam balls. Super easy. The other thing is you can actually make your own condensed milk. Have you done this already? Because if you have a look at the recipe, I'm just going to go to my week. I made this yesterday just to be all prepared. The condensed milk is sweetened condensed milk is super easy. Literally takes 30 seconds. Pop it in a jar and it's you can keep it up to 2 weeks in the fridge. You can also use different alternative milk. So if you would like to make a gluten-free version, you can get some gluten-free biscuits. You don't have to use Tim Tams. You could use any sweet biscuits. But this recipe is so super easy. So give it a go. Condensed milk all the way. Now, for this, I am doing 2 packets. Now, I've actually already done my dark ones. So I've done dark chocolate ones. That was 2 packets of the dark chocolate Tim Tam. I'm going to do the milk ones now. It's really, I mean, Brisbane. Muddy and coconut. To start with, which I'll probably do next time. So if it is a bit hot where you are, then pop them in the fridge first to make it easier to use. Okay, so all I'm going to do is literally speed 5, if you know, you can actually swipe down. I have 44 seconds still on there. If you just swipe down, that will clear the time or clear. So if you had that on there, that says 53. If I just do that, that will take it back to 0 again. Love that tip. Now I'm just literally going to go to speed 5. Press the button to stop. So yeah, that definitely would take only 5-6 seconds. That's fine. Just going up 2 packets. Easy done. Now I'm just going to go to the scales. I would probably, it depends on how soft your biscuits are, I would probably start with 200 grams. Different recipes say different things. But you're better off adding less, and then you can add a little bit more, because you want to be able to, you want them to be able to be quite firm. That's 180. I'm just going to now I'm actually going to go back and put my blade on reverse and just do speed 5. I'm going to listen to stop the motor. Easy peasy. So this is so good for treats, for teacher gifts, if you're going to someone's house, all blended up. And then all I'm going to do is get a spoonful. Remember, if you're cooking with kids, make sure they don't put their hands in there so they don't cut themselves with the blade. That's actually really quite good. So that was 2 packets, 180 that time. I think I did 200 with the dark chocolate. And then I'm just going to roll in coconut and pop them into my container. So I would put them in the container and have them in the fridge and let them harden up, because they do harden up in the fridge, and then you can put them in little gift bags and things, or take the whole container to your staff. I'm sure they would love to hear more on that at lunchtime. So yeah, very, very easy. 2 packets, 180 grams, roll it in coconut, easy. Tim Tam balls ready to go for tomorrow. I'm going to pop them in the fridge and then take them to work tomorrow with my colleagues. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. It's actually a really good recipe to do for a cooking class or a video, because I was able to taste them on the way. So sometimes we cook things, we have to wait for them to be ready, but this was a really good one. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you enjoy the holidays, and we can't wait to see what you're going to make. Lots of fun things.
Awesome. That one done. Do you want me to screen share the other videos, Em?
If you want, while we're there, I've put my potatoes and my eggs on ready. They're boiling, so and steaming the potatoes. So go for your life. I can chat through Eliza's if you like.
Okay, perfect. We'll do it now. Let me figure this out.
So Eliza made Bianca's watermelon and orange margarita, which is also from our Creating Something Incredible cookbook. She has COVID, so there's no sound. I will speak through that if you guys can hear me. So first she has popped in her sugar and then also her orange peel, and she's going to blitz that up, and that is going to make the zest to rim her glasses with. So she pops that into a bowl to set that aside. She takes some out to rim the glasses and then leaves some in to go through the cocktail. So she's just popping her glasses in a little bit of whatever alcohol and then into the garnish. You could do that with any kind of fruit, lemon, lime, whatever you want. And then she's popping the rest of that into there. She's going to pop her watermelon in now, and that has already got the lime juice with it. Thanks. That's the watermelon, and so sorry, before she did that was the alcohol, and then she did the watermelon. And she's just blitzing that up. So as someone said before about blitzing to make ice creams and fruit sorbets, it's exactly what you'd be doing in with the spatula in there as well, giving it a stir to keep it down near the blades, which is completely safe as long as you're using a Thermomix spatula. It's got that guard on it. So super quick and easy. That one is done. And I've had that one plenty of times. It is absolutely amazing, especially on a nice hot day. And if you were wanting to, you could leave the alcohol out for the kids and just serve that for them. So that one done. Thank you. Do you want to go over to Ange and she can start with the shortbread? Because that's got to go into the oven.
Hello. Right. We'll get going with our shortbread. Again, this is a very simple and beautiful recipe, this one. This is really a traditional shortbread recipe. Sorry, I'm just turning my oven on just so that I can. All right. So the first step is just telling us to preheat our oven and then breeze a round cake tin, which I am, instead of using a round one, I'm just using this Lamington tin from the mix shop, the rose gold one. So I'm actually going to double this recipe as well. So first off, we're going in with our plain flour. So it's all the ingredients in at once and then just blend it up and then that's it. It's very simple. So rice flour, hands up if you're making your own rice flour. This is one that I've pre-milled. So just 2 minutes on speed 10 and you'll get a nice fine consistency for your rice flour as well. So 100 grams of rice flour going in. Then 100 grams of caster sugar as well. Oops, that's a little bit too much. I need to save some for the top. Will do. And then we've got our butter as well. So 200 grams of butter going in. It's been out all afternoon, so to blend up really nicely because it's nice and soft. All right, so that's it. That's all of our ingredients in our thermomix. Whoops, I didn't clean my lid. I've just poured pina colada in there. Let's get a new lid.
Yum, pina colada shop.
So all it is speed 10 for, 10 seconds on speed 6. So if you make a mistake like I did, you can just press your the big silver dial. That's your emergency stop. Then just go back and then start again. Okay, then we're leaving our measuring cup inserted and we're just going to turn on our kneading function for 20 seconds. So it's just going to knead that together for a little bit. And it's ready.
How many minutes, 1 minute of kneading in the Thermomix is the equivalent to kneading by hand? In the chat and let us know if you know the answer. So this is only 20 seconds. What would that equate to if we were doing few blank faces? So 1 minute of kneading in the Thermomix is the equivalent to 10 minutes by hand. That would be much quicker in the Thermomix.
There we have it. There's our shortbread dough. So the next step just requires pressing that into the tin, which I will do. But earlier today, when I was cooking, I tried to, I just did a little experiment to see if this dough would roll out and be able to be used for cookie cutters, which I was quite successful doing. So you can use any cookie cutter that you can get your hands on today. I just use little plastic ones that have little imprints on them. You can use the rose gold ones. These ones are the tree stars that are on the mix shop, so you can make all different size stars and then build it up into a Christmas tree. So that worked as well. So all I did was roll it out to 6 millimeters using the rolling pin with the guides on it. Just dust your bread mat with a bit of plain flour so that it doesn't stick. It is quite soft to work with, so I just sort of did one at a time, but it worked really well. So I'm just going to, do you really want to watch me press it into here? So I'm just going to press it into here, and then I'm going to poke it with a fork just to give it some holes. Then I'll bake it in the oven, and when it comes out, I'll score it so that it's easy to slice up when it's done.
Awesome.
So I'll do that when it's done.
Thanks, Ange. Then you can deliver some. Over to you, Santana. Let's make that brandy custard.
Perfect. Let's see how many hiccups we have this time. So my second meal, I'm also recovering from a bout of COVID as well. So I'm trying not to lose my voice while I'm talking. Sound a bit like Bruce. Anyway, so back into my collection, and I've got it saved in here to make it nice and easy to find. So get started with that. This is one of the recipes that not many people might not always know this, but if you go slide down, like Andrew was saying before, you can obviously choose and select the number that you want to start from if you want to skip some steps. But over on this side, you can also change your serving sizes as well. So I have just gone with the basic serving size that is like a, I don't know, automatic setting that it goes to. So we will start that one, maybe. Sugar. So we're going to mill the sugar again, which, as I said earlier, milling the sugar is like one of the highest functions speed of the blade. So you're going to hear it at its most powerful. Ready, set, go. We're going to be doing this for 15 seconds, so you probably won't hear me again. If you need to have a chat, Em, I'll go on mute.
I've just popped in the chat box. What else could you be milling? So Ange mentioned before about rice flour. Santana is obviously doing some sugar at the moment. Anyone on here that is gluten-free might be making their own flour mixes, including almond meal and that kind of thing. Coffee beans, anything like that that you need to mill down from, you know, like a whole thing down into a smaller thing.
Thanks, Em. It's always a good idea to have your AirPods in, but then you're just muted.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so it just wants me to scrape down the bowl, obviously using your Thermomix spatula, fit nicely in between all the cracks. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to do that, and I just like to give it a little bit of a tap. Next, got our cream. I have poured all of this stuff out, so you don't need to do that. Obviously, with your built-in scales, you don't have to worry about it. It's always a good test to see how spot on I am with my pre-measuring, but perfecting is near enough is good enough. Put our cream, got milk, I've got 3 eggs already measured out. First time using eggs in a long time for me because my son is actually anaphylactic to eggs, which I really love having the Thermomix for because I can usually alternate and swap that out for egg replacer or anything else I need to. Brandy. I'm just going to pop the lid back on. Dust everything with that. And we're going to turn the speed selector all the way around. So it's automatically going to dial in depending on how much or how heavy the weight is of what we have inside the Thermomix as to how long it's going to cook for. So that is going to be cooking for 10 minutes. And in that meantime, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my daiquiri.
Awesome, thank you. Has anyone made custard before in their Thermomix? It is actually one of our demonstration dishes, and if you haven't made it before, I really recommend trying it, particularly at this time of year. I was shopping today and I was looking at the prices of things, just curious, and it is quite expensive to buy brandy custard. So being able to make it yourself, it is quite a cheaper alternative, and you know exactly what's in it. As Santana said, you can use replacements if you need, but you've also got that ability to use like a oat milk or anything like that and reduce or increase that sugar to your taste as well. My potatoes and eggs are done, so I'm just going to take them out. They finished steaming. Take out my potatoes, my eggs. So I didn't wash the bowl after the mayo, I just left that in. So we're going to pop the potatoes back on. I'm just going to pop these eggs in the sink. Pop those potatoes back in, give them a bit of a stir. Has anyone made this recipe before? Has anyone made potato salad in the Thermomix? And we're just going to cook that for another 5 minutes. So while that's cooking there, I'm going to bring you over to my black machine. So as consultants, we were able to earn our sparkling blacks. And if you have a sparkling black and have considered joining the Thermomix business, then you still can without having a white machine. Previously, you could only use a white machine to sell a Thermomix. Now we have introduced the offer of machines as well. So I'm going to start with our peppermintini. Haven't actually made this one before, so could be interesting, but like, you know, can't go too rogue. So we've got some candy canes here. Gonna pop them in there. And we're going to blitz them down for 2 seconds on speed 6. I'm going to pop them onto a plate. That was only 2 seconds. Pretty good. That was amazing. That smells so good, so minty. Okay, and then I think it says to rinse the bowl, but I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to add in some chocolate. Just got some chocolate pieces there, and we're going to blitz that for 6 seconds on speed 8. We're going to that has ground the chocolate down. Is anyone using the Thermomix to melt chocolate or grind it down? That's because of the peppermint in there, just pumped it all together. That's okay. We're going to melt that now for 1 minute, 50 seconds. I'm just going to increase that to 60 degrees. Love to know what else you guys are using your Thermomix to warm melt. So I like to use mine at this time of year, particularly for Rocky Road, melting the chocolate in the Thermomix and then just pouring it over with the rest of the ingredients. What do you put in your Rocky Road? Seen some pretty good recipes. We love the Clinkers Rocky Road. There's a Thermobliss, or might be a Play-Bake Smile recipe with the Clinkers in it. Anyone else got any melted chocolate recipes, even just for slices? Caramel slice with the chocolate on top. I did a slice recently. I can't remember what it was, and it had chocolate on top. I think it was like the marshmallow slice. What do you mean?
And I'm ashamed to admit that I've actually never melted chocolate in the thermo. I know. But I always go to do it, and it's for something like manual, and I'm unsure how long to do it for.
Yeah.
So then I just eat the chocolate and don't make it.
I like that idea too.
Yeah.
Caramel makes it amazing. It's so good, isn't it, Sandra? So if you have a look, just type in chocolate on Cookie and find any recipe that has chocolate that needs to be melted in it, like this. You can just follow this part of the recipe for that.
Yeah.
Have melted the chocolate. Just going to pop that on my plate here. And this is going to be the rim for my glasses. I don't know if you can see that there. You can see what I'm doing. It's going to pop that. Making a mess everywhere. And then that's just going in here. It's really sticky and hot in here, so it's not really doing its thing properly. A little bit there. So now we're going to, I'll do the rest of these glasses. It says to clean the mixing bowl. I'm not going to worry about it because I just don't care if there's chocolate and peppermint already in the cocktail. So I've got my ice in here. As Ange said before, if you want to get your hands on a thermoserver, reach out to your consultant because they are worth their weight in gold. 250 grams. So this is 220 grams of white chocolate liqueur. I found this today. I couldn't find a white chocolate liqueur, but I did find this, which is a mint chocolate something. Sounded good, so I'm going to pop that in. I'm going to do half of that, so 110. And then I found also a white cocoa. Well, I suppose it is a white chocolate liqueur, but this was another one that they said was good. So I just went with what they told me. Clearly, I don't drink much alcohol. So we take that up to 220, so it's half of each. My spuds are finished too. And it says 120 of vanilla flavored vodka. So I'm going to pop in some vodka. This is just normal vodka. And then I'm going to add in some vanilla extract because I didn't want to buy vanilla vodka. I'm just going to pop in a tiny bit of vanilla. And then it's also asking for some cream. Just got some cooking cream here. 120 grams of that. And a little bit of peppermint extract. It says half a teaspoon. I measure without teaspoon. Near enough is good enough. And then popping the lid on that one. And that's just 10-second speed one. So it's just going to muddle that around. And that is done. So I'm going to put the simmering basket in there for you guys over there. So it makes quite a lot there. I pop the simmering basket in, bring my glass over. Just making sure that was all I have to do. And then just pouring that. So it's just going to stop the ice from going and act as a bit of a strain. I also have a little candy cane to hang on the side. So there we go. There is our little peppermintini. And while I've got you guys there, I'm just going to see what else we need to do here with our potatoes. So actually, I'll get you to show Lou's video, Santana, while I wash my hands, and then I can finish off the potato salad.
I don't have Lou's video.
Oh, I do. I'll share that.
It's the one that didn't work. Sorry.
I'll share that.
In saying that, I've just finished, so I don't know if you want to
Oh, yeah?
do this one first. Yeah.
You do you. That would be.
Hi, I'm back. All right, so it cooks for 10 minutes and the mode is done. And I am now going to serve as desired. Just give you guys a little bit of a look, if you can see. It smells so good. And there it is. Don't really know how you garnish it. I should have probably pre-made a pudding or something like that to give you guys an idea, but there it is, if you can see it. All done. Probably made enough to fill 2 of those boats, I'd say, as well.
Yum. That could go good with Angie's puddings that she made today. Have you got those?
Yes.
Show them and talk about that.
Did you mean Ange then?
Yeah, sorry, I think she's there.
Is she there, Ange?
I'm here.
Yeah.
So
How's it?
a Christmas pudding that it's not on cookie dough, it's not a recipe, it's just one that I had in my handwritten books. So I today converted it to a Thermomix method. So I'm going to write it up and pop it onto the recipe community, but it's turned out really nicely. So the mix that I made was enough to make 2 of these. So I've got one done and I've got another one currently steaming in my other Thermomix on the bench there. and that's still got about 2.5 hours of cooking to go. So all up, it's cooked in the Varoma for 6 hours today. So it smells and looks absolutely delicious. So I can't wait to try that on Christmas Day. So there you have it.
Thanks,
It
Ange.
would be delicious with the brandy custard.
I am ashamed to say that I've never tried Christmas pudding, either eating or making it, but it is something that Mum does every year. So I'll leave that one for Mum, I think.
Not alone, Em. I've never eaten it either. I think I've had one mouthful once.
Yeah. I
Give
like
me
fruit,
chocolate pudding.
but I'm not. Yeah, I prefer chocolate or sticky date. We do lots of cheesecakes at this time of year for Christmas. This year on my menu is the frozen mojito one. That is also, I think, in the Creating Something Incredible cookbook, and I know that Ange made that recently. There is also on Play Bake Smile, I think it was the Rocky Road cheesecake as well. So plenty of different cheesecakes and recipes as well. Thinking about like your main Christmas dinner. So going back to your traditional roast, a lot of people think that you can't use a Thermomix to help with that. So things like steaming your potatoes before you before you cook them to soften the middle, and then you roast them. So you get a crunchy outside, really soft and fluffy on the inside. We always steam our broccoli and cauliflower in the Thermomix first, and then pop it into the oven with the bechamel sauce, which is also made in the Thermomix. Another thing that we love to do is our roast meat gravy. So we'll keep our pan juices, pop it into the Thermomix with a little bit of stock and some either corn flour or Gravox. And then we just pop that onto the thicken mode and let that do its thing while we're carving our meat. In regards to glazes for hams, rubs for meats, all those kind of things, there are so many recipes on Cookie-Doo. I could share my collections with you guys. If you want any more of like ideas or anything like that, then please reach out to myself or your consultant, because there are heaps of different recipes, not only on Cookie-Doo, but also recipe community, as Ange said, places like Skinny Mixes, Play Bake Smile, Thermobliss. There's heaps of different places. I will include links to those different places in the email when I send that. Probably won't be until this weekend. But if you're wanting any information before then please reach out, because we would love to help. Yeah, as Eliza said, steaming your chicken and then crisping it up in the oven. I know that Ange does that quite regularly. And it is just really succulent, really juicy. Can also steam like something like a roast beef as well in your Thermomix first, and then popping it in the oven to finish it off. I've just got one more video to share with you girls, or with you people, of Luz, who is also a consultant who couldn't be with us tonight, but has lovingly shared a video. So let me know if you can't hear this, but otherwise, this is Lou.
Hello, everybody. My name's Lou. Sorry, I'm not
Can you hear that,
joining
Santa?
live tonight, but I'm logging on just to show you how to make Christmas themed bounty balls. So these are the easiest little Christmas treat that you could ever make. You only need 3 ingredients. I use a couple of extra little things just to make them a bit more Christmassy, but let me show you how to do it. So I'm following tonight, it's called No Bake 3 ingredient bounty balls, and you can find the recipe on the Bake Play Smile website. It's just a recipe that we're going to go through manually using the machine. So we need 395 grams of condensed milk. So we're just going to tip that in. Just a little tip, never use your Thermomix spatula when you are using these tins, because you don't want to, like I've done in the past, cut your spatula. So we pop that in there, and then our next step is we need 4 cups of coconut, or it gives us the grams as well. So we need 360 grams, so you could do either. I've measured out the 4 cups. We'll see how close my measuring skills were. Okay, so quite a bit less, but anyway, I'm happy with that. 299 grams. We're going to just pop on the lid, go back to our main screen, and we're just going to blend that on speed 4 just until they start to come together. So we're going to pop it onto the reverse mode, which is just pushing a little blade button at the bottom of the speed, and turn it around to number 4. And then just wait until it turns to its little gooiness. So that's 16 seconds, probably just needs a couple more seconds. Yep, that looks perfect. Okay. I'll show you guys what the lid to open. So if anybody likes coconut or Bounty bars, this is like fluffy coconut deliciousness. So once you've got to that point, I'm just going to move my thermo off the bench. We're just going to roll out. So usually I just take about a teaspoon just into your hand, just give it a little roll and make a nice little bite-sized piece, just like that. And then once I do those, I pop them into the freezer just so they're nice and firm when you dip them into the chocolate. So I'll pop that one here and I'll show you, just wipe my hand, sorry. Sticky. It is a little bit sticky, but it's worth it. Here's a batch that I prepared earlier. So one recipe makes all these balls. About 35 you can get out of a batch. And this is the fun bit. So the next bit to make them look Christmassy, using 2 forks. Can we see? Not quite. My camera down a bit. You're just going to drop the ball into the chocolate using your 2 balls. Just let it kind of, I'm going to drop this ball, I think, just kind of run off a little bit. Then I would usually pop it on a piece of baking paper, but I just want you to be able to see that, so it's just on a little plate. And then what we're going to do is tiny bit of white chocolate, just to give it that little pudding effect, with a little M&M. And you can use for this little bit any green kind of candy, lollies. I'm going to use, this is just a bit of a green snake that I've chopped up. And voila! 3 ingredient Bounty Ball little puddings. Quick and easy. These are gorgeous in any little hampers, or if you're asked to bring a plate, they are delicious and something special. So these just need to go back in the fridge until the chocolate sets. Thanks, guys.
So Lou actually also made, so they're the balls, but she also made this Don Pedro cocktail. I can't show you the video because it is quite blurry, but she has topped the Don Pedro with a little bit of whipped cream, added some antlers, a little nose, and a cute little candy cane on that. So you can dress up your cocktails to be quite Christmassy as well, which is pretty cute and cool. So my potato salad is done. I have just mixed all that together. There is quite a little bit of mayonnaise left still. I only added half of what I'd made into here, so there is still a little bit of that left. That will go in the fridge, and that will be dinner tomorrow night with a barbecue for the kids. But that's it from us, I think. Has anyone else got anything to share, Ange or Santana, for you guys?
No, I think that's it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for jumping on. We really appreciate you spending the night with us and, you know, letting us inspire you, share some recipes with you. We love feedback. So if there's anything that you would like to see next time, if there's any recipe ideas, if there's anything that you're wanting or needing, please get in touch with your consultant. If you're not in touch with a consultant, please feel free to reach out to one of us. Please keep an eye on your emails because I will send through the recording. We do have a barbecue and Thermomix cooking class coming up in January. I will send through the link to that as well when I send through the recording and the recipes as well. But thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year's. And we look forward to seeing what you guys are cooking and sharing. Please tag us on socials with if you do make anything, because we love to see what you guys make as well. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a lovely night.
Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Just going to stop recording.